Hi everyone, myself Viharika. I am working as Assistant Professor from the Department of Information Technology from MLR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. In this lecture, I am going to discuss what is Extreme Programming Model. Now let us discuss what is Extreme Programming Model. XP is lightweight Extreme Programming Model, otherwise we call it as XP. XP is a lightweight, efficient, low risk, flexible, and it is also predictable, scientific, and also fun way to develop a software. This extreme programming model is mainly used to develop a software. Extreme programming was conceived and developed to address the specific needs of software development by small teams in the face of vague and changing requirements. These are the following rules that we deals with the extreme programming models. Extreme programming is one of the agile software development methodologies. This extreme programming is also known as agile software development methodologies. It provides the values and the principles to guide the team behavior. It provides the principles and values to guide the team behavior. The team is expected to self-organize. Extreme programming provides specific core practices where each practice is simple and self-complete. Combination of practices produce more complex and emergent behavior. Here, there are specific core practices which includes each practice is simple and self-complete. And the combination of practices produce more complex as well as the emergent behavior. Now let us discuss what is extreme programming in a nutshell. Now let us discuss what is extreme programming in a nutshell. Extreme programming involves writing unit tests before programming and keeping all of the tests running all the times. The unit tests are automated and eliminates defects early and they reduce the cost. If any in unit test, if we find any defects, it finds before itself and it also reduces the cost. Programming in pairs, which is also called as pair programming, with two programmers at one screen taking turns to use the keyboard. While one is keyboard, the other constantly reviews and provides inputs. Integrating and testing the whole team system several times a day. Putting a minimum working system into the production quickly, and also it upgrades the method whenever it is required. Keeping the customer involved all the time and obtaining constant feedback. In this extreme programming nutshell, it also deals with the customer always. It involves all the time and also it obtains the constant feedback from the customers. That will be helpful to develop the product for the developers team. Let us see the architecture of extreme programming model. Now see here the planning, designing, coding, testing, product increment. It all deals with the extreme programming model. Now let us see planning deals with the story card, task cards, and designing it deals with the simple design, and also here the coding may use for the unit testing or program coding. The programming may use with the C, Java, anything that includes in the coding process, and testing may use for the acceptance test for the product increment. This is the architecture of extreme programming model. It involves planning, designing, coding, testing, and product increment. Now let us discuss why it is called extreme. Actually, we have discussed extreme programming. Why it is called extreme? Extreme programming takes the effective principles and practices to extreme level. Code reviews are effective as the code is reviewed all the time. Testing is effective as there is continuous regression and testing. Here the testing may occur continuously, regression may occur here, and testing also happen in this. Designing is effective as everybody needs to do refactoring daily. In this designing method, it is effective as everybody needs to do refactoring daily. Integration testing is important to integrate and test several times a day. Short iterations are effective as a planning game for release planning and iteration planning. These short iterations are used for planning game as well as the release planning for using iteration planning method. That's the reason we call it as extreme. Extreme is the program takes the effective principles and it practices to the extreme levels. These are the extreme levels included in the extreme. One is code reviews, testing, design, integration testing, and short iterations. These are the extreme levels. Now let us see the extreme programming model image. Effective practices and code reviews, testing, design, simplicity, short iteration. These are the extreme levels as we have discussed above. This effective practices is pushed to the extreme level. That means next level, extreme programming practices. This code reviews is pushed to the extreme level, that is pair programming. It is combined with two programming languages. This testing may occur unit testing and continuous regression. And design may persistent refactoring method may include in this design. Simplicity. This simple design, here we may use simple design, simple code and code only that is required for the project. These are the architecture. And short iteration is used for the planning the game. Now whatever we are going to design the product, this entire short iteration is going to view the planning the game. This is the architecture of above code levels, extreme levels. Now let us discuss what is the history of extreme programming. Kent Beck, Ward, Kunang and Ron Jeffries formulated extreme programming in the year of 1999. The other contributors are Robert Martin and Martin Fleur is the other contributors who included in this extreme programming. In mid-1980s, Kent Beck and Ward Kunang initiated pair programming at Tektronix. In the year of 80s and the 90s, Smalltalk culture produced refactoring method and continuous integration and constant testing, and also it includes the close customer involvement. This culture was later generalized to the other environments. In early of 1990s, core values were developed with the patrons community and Hillside group. In the year of 1995, Kent summarized this in the Smalltalk best practices, and in 1996, what summarized in the episodes. 1995, Kent was summarized with the Smalltalk best practices that was held in the 1995, and here in the year of 1996, what summarized in the episodes. In 1996, Kent added unit testing and metaphor at Hibbert. In 1996, Kent had taken the Cheerless C3 project, to which Ron Jeffries was added as a coach here. In this 1996 also, the Kent added the unit testing as well. Also, in 1996, Kent has taken the project to which Ron Jeffries was added as a coach. The practice were refined on C3 and published on the wiki. And Scrum practices were incorporated and adopted as a planning game in the year of 1999. Ken published his book. The name of the book was Extreme Programming Explained. In the year of Flower published his book Refactoring the Extreme Programming has evolved since then, and the evolution continues through today. Today also, this process may continue evolving. Now let us discuss what is the success rate of extreme programming in the industry. The success of projects which follow extreme programming practices is rapid development was used in this extreme programming model and immediate responses to the customer changing requirements. It focuses on the low defect rates. It runs the system returning constant and consistent value to the customer, and high customer satisfaction is available here, and it reduces the cost and team cohesion and employee satisfaction will be there for this extreme programming model. These are the success measures that include in the extreme programming model. Now let us discuss what are the advantages that include in this extreme programming model. Extreme programming solves the following problems often faced in the software development projects. One is schedules and other one is cancel projects. Slipped schedules and achievable development cycles ensures timely deliveries, and cancel projects focus on continuous customer involvement, ensure transparency with the customer, and immediate resolutions of any issue. If we are facing any particular issue in that project, it may solve any issue immediately. And now let us discuss what is cost incurred in changes. Extensive and ongoing testing makes sure the changes do not break the existing functionality. A running working system always ensures the sufficient time for accommodating the changes such as the current operations are not affected. Now let us discuss what is the production and post-delivery defect. It emphasizes is on the unit testing. It happens to defect. Why we use unit test here? To detect and fix the defects early. Misunderstandings the business and or domain. Making the customer a part of the team, ensure constant communication and clarification. We are doing the constant communication with the customer, as well also we are also clarifying the doubts whatever the customers is needed for the product. And business changes are considered to be inevitable and are accommodated at any point of time. Staff turnover, intensive team collaboration, it ensures enthusiasm and as well as the goodwill. Cohesion of multidisciplines fosters the team spirit. These are the advantages that involve in the extreme programming model. Now let us discuss what are the extreme programming values. Here this extreme programming values may deal with the 5 values. One is communication, simplicity, feedback, courage and respect. Now let us discuss what is communication. Communication plays a major role in the success of the project. Problems with project often arise due to lack of communication. Many circumstances may lead to the breakdown in the communication. Some of the common problems are a developer may not tell someone else about a critical change in the design. For example, the developer has not intimated a change in the design. Then only the communication may lack between the developer and the designer. And a developer may not ask the customer the right questions, and so a critical domain decision is blown. A manager may not ask a developer the right question, and the project progress is misreported. A developer may ignore something important conveyed to the customer. Extreme programming emphasizes continuous and constant communication among the team members as well as the managers and the customer. The extreme programming practices such as unit testing, pair programming, simple designs, common metaphors and collective ownership and customer feedback focus on the value of communication. This involves the major methods are here such as unit testing, pair programming, simple design, common metaphors, collective ownership and customer feedback focus on the value of communication. These are the major points we are using in the communication method. Now let us discuss what is simplicity. Extreme programming believes in it is better to do a simple thing today and pay a little more tomorrow, to change it then and to do a more complicated things today that may never be used anyway. Communication and simplicity support each other. The more you communicate, the clearer you see exactly what needs to be done, and you gain more confidence about what really need not to be done. If we communicate with the developer, design team, testing team, only if we communicate with all these persons only, we get a good results in the project. So better to communicate as well as the simplicity is important in whenever we are doing the project. Better to communicate, and simplicity is support for each other. The simpler your system is, the less you have to communicate about the fewer developers that you require. This leads to better communication. Now let us discuss what is feedback. Every iteration commitment is taken seriously by delivering a working software. The software is delivered earlier to the customer, and feedback is taken so that necessary changes can be made if needed. If any software update is required for the product, we can do earlier itself. If we take the feedback earlier itself, it means we can resolve the problems. We can also detect the problems earlier itself. Concentrate feedback about the current state of the system is priceless. The value of feedback is continuously running system that delivers information about itself in a reliable way. Now let us discuss what is courage. Courage is nothing but extreme programming provides courage to the developers in the following way. It is used to develop the product in a following way. It focuses on only what is required. It is used to communicate and accept the feedback, to tell the truth about the progress and estimate, to refactor the code. It is also useful, and to adapt the changes whatever we require, wherever we require, they will happen immediately. To throw the code away prototypes, this is possible as no one is working alone, and the coach guides the team continuously. Courage includes all the steps to improve the product. Respect. Respect is a deep value, one that lies below the surface of other four values in extreme. Now let us discuss the four values that include in this respect are: everyone respect each other as valued team member, and everyone contributes value such as enthusiasm. Developers respect the expertise of the customers, and vice versa. Management respects the right of the developers to accept the responsibilities and receive authority over their own work. It is combined with communication, simplicity, and concentrate feedback. Courage becomes extremely valuable. These are the following five levels that include in the extreme programming model. Thank you.